One thing that I've always found very significant around Ripple and even XRP is just how the older news announcements all really kind of can tie back to what we are seeing today. I think that by now everyone isn't really surprised by the fact that we're about to witness a completely new financial system rise. I mean, with AI being talked about by almost every single major player, with everyone talking about DLT, blockchain, faster payments, digital payments, stablecoins, things like that. This whole idea of this new financial system, if we go back 4 or 5 years ago, it sounded crazy. But today, it's like, yeah, that's definitely going to be happening. It's almost like you don't even have to persuade people now that this is underway. But again, we were talking about this 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago when all of the documents were coming out around XRP and even Ripple. So you could tell that things are changing. Everything's building up for that big event, which is DLT blockchain being plug and played into the financial system. And that's happening. In this video, I want to talk a lot about Ripple and XRP and what's really going on behind the scenes. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So over here from Subjective Views, this goes back to November 17th. And like I said, if we go back a little bit and we kind of connect the dots, you can kind of see things fully aligning. Now, this one was a partnership with Ripple and the DIFC. They launched this XRP Ledger Accelerator program to propel startups with $100,000 in funding and Ripple mentorship. The XRP Ledger Accelerator supports early stage startups with tailored resources, mentorship, and funding of up to $100,000 to foster growth and innovation on the XRP Ledger, targeting startups expanding into the MENA region. The 8-week program includes workshops, technical guidance, and a demo day to explore new blockchain use cases and drive XRP Ledger adoption. Now, they do have a video here. Check it out. This is the DFC Authority and Ripple. This is actually with Monica Long.
So I would say digital assets as a whole. This is a $1 trillion industry that obviously DIFC cannot ignore. We strive to embrace it really and ensure that we regulate it and we ensure that we provide those opportunities and protection to the investors and those that are using those digital assets to unlock that potential. DFSA has issued a number of years ago to allow those companies dealing with crypto and blockchain to test their products before they launch them to the market. There was also the crypto token regime where the XRP got approved really recently that also embraces those technologies. And we've recently also announced the Dubai AI and Web3 campus and the DIFC to attract more than 500 international AI and Web3 companies to come and set up shop in the UAE.
So yeah, I mean, listen, as we really look at this program, this is what it looks like. We have program benefits integrate with the XRP Ledger. And then also over here, we have the program benefits themselves. Now you can go and look at this if you really wanted to go in depth on it, look at the full program and even read more about it as well. It's on the DIFC Innovation Hub website. But the reason why this is so important is because of this video that got posted on January 8th by Subjective Views, because Ripple is a member of the DIFC. And we have here a quote from Commissioner Caroline D. Pam from the CFTC. A global transaction layer to exchange any asset.
So what is the next chapter? The next chapter, the next city, the new financial capitals of the world. I've been coming to the GCC every year since I've been a commissioner since 2022. And the energy that is here, that's the vibe. The vibe is energy, is opportunity, is new market, new technologies, resources and talent to put it all together. And when I think about how it's not just the new financial capitals of the world, but it's about how innovation facilitators here through ADGM or through Dubai and the DIFC, it's really designed to think about how the digital economy is really permeating every aspect of our lives. If we think about, my daughter, your children, how online are they? They're in virtual worlds. I was one of the first regulators to talk about the metaverse in 2022, gave a speech to European central bankers and finance ministers, and I truly think with Web 3.0, with blockchain technology, with the fact that you can have this global transaction layer that is going to be, it can be used for financial transactions, but it can also just be to exchange any asset anything that can be represented on that blockchain. So I think it's going to be not just the new financial capital of the world here in the GCC, in the global south, but it's also going to be these virtual cities, these virtual worlds that we're going to be in.
Now, she is 100% correct when she does say this. We are witnessing, like everything that we address on a day-to-day basis around this market. I get like we have some, videos in between where we talk about TA and some of the short-term price movements. But the much bigger picture here is the fact that we are witnessing a complete change in terms of the layers around our financial system, the plumbing, if you will. That's what it's always been about. Now, mind you, this is the same CFTC commissioner that met Brad Garlinghouse while she was doing a tour at Ripple Labs. This goes back to September of 2022. Also, January 16th of 2024, Brad Garlinghouse was on the stage alongside Caroline at the Bloomberg House on Tuesday, and this was back in January for a meeting in Davos, actually, for crypto at a crossroads, future-proofing digital assets. And then also, more, recently on December 11th, Lauren Beliv from Ripple was also at a summit. This is a Blockchain Association policy summit with a CFTC commissioner. This is a completely different CFTC commissioner. But again, a ton of connections back to the CFTC. I said many times over that we won't see the SEC be the one to actually regulate this space. The CFTC is going to be the one that's actually regulating this space. It's either going to be the CFTC or a completely new government agency, but the CFTC has been a part of this space for a very long time. And it feels as though they have been doing a lot of research as well. But I also said something very similar back here in July of 2023. And this was more so about why I believe that the Ripple and the SEC lawsuit was planned since day one. The big quote was, we're asking for a level playing field, calling for a single national regulatory framework. This is what Brad Garlinghouse said. But also, that level playing field has gotten thrown around with Ripple for a very long time, even around the banking system. But then we fast forward a little bit to February of 2023, and the FSB, the IMF, and the BIS working on a global regulatory framework for crypto with the G20 soon to be released July and September of 2023. We know that they've been still pushing for, 2025 at the end of this year to have regulations for crypto. December 2022, Ripple has the opportunity to comment on the international regulation of crypto asset activities with who? Oh yeah, that's right, the FSB. Meanwhile, they're still in a lawsuit and XRP is a security, right? Now, mind you, this is just a few months after Caroline D. Bam visited Ripple Labs and talked to, Brad Garlinghouse. In the Ripple response, we see that quote yet again, a level playing field, a global regulatory framework that will create a harmonized approach to crypto and ensure that we don't cause more fragmentation in terms of regulations. The lawsuit against Ripple and XRP was intended to streamline crypto regulations. It also slowed the technology down for the infrastructure and standards to be put in place. And again, if you actually look into these documents, we could see a level playing field being mentioned quite a bit. But mind you, this is with the FSB, the IMF, and the BIS. These are three organizations that have also mentioned a level playing field. And even more specifically, the BIS, they have been calling for a level playing field in banking since going back to 2018. And what's funny about this? This is 2018. This is with the Institute of International Finance, the same IIF that recently added Hedera to its list. The same IIF that has Algorand and Ripple and many other players from the space on their list. Interesting. Very, very interesting. We also have over here from, and this goes back to 2019, the BIS wants a level playing field for banks amid threat from Facebook. Also, fintech regulation, how to achieve a level playing field back in 2021. Now, again, let's think about this. Let's take a step back. The second that we got XRP deemed not a security in the court of law, roughly about, I want to say a month later, all of a sudden Ripple is joining the CPMI group at the BIS. I mean, again, I understand that we can get ahead of ourselves. I understand that we could say, wow, Ripple must have been chosen. Ripple must have been this. Ripple must have been that. And it kind of sounds crazy, right? We sit here and we're like, oh, it has to be Ripple. It has to be Ripple. It has to be Ripple. And everyone's thinking like, this is just coincidental. But see, that's the thing. I don't believe in coincidences. Like when you actually look at the timeline here, it's crazy to me. This is why I said in the beginning of the video, the craziest thing to me is going back and connecting the dots. Ripple has been at the forefront of almost all of this. And the connections and everything that has been happening, the announcements, have just been way too close to one another. Almost as if everything has been by plan. Even the RLUSD stablecoin launch, right? We look at that, and then we look at the dinners and the meetings with Trump. We know that Ripple was meeting with Trump even, prior in like roughly the summer of 2024 as well. Like almost everything seems to be aligned. And then we got the Finternet, by the way. Did we just forget about the Finternet from the BIS, the financial system for the future? Oh yeah, this is literally the same exact thing that Ripple has been talking about for years now, since going back to 2017, 2016. I believe Chris Larson was talking about it back in 2013. Like we're talking about, like, let's go back 10 plus years ago now. Yeah, that's how long Ripple has been talking about the Internet of Value. And again, this is 2017. Tokenization was being addressed here. They were talking about settling money, almost everything of value on chain. Back at this point, connecting billions of people, revolutionizing businesses and industries through this. Guys, this is 2017. And I get it, right? This space has always had a much bigger vision tied to it. But back in 2017, specifically the summer of 2017, to have this vision outlined and given to the public, if you really wanted to read it and you were paying attention, is crazy to me. It's crazy to me because all of this is accessible. You could read through all these documents. You can connect the dots yourself. You don't need me to do this for you. But the fact that we have this information in front of us and almost nobody is even paying attention outside of you guys that watch the channel, it's shocking to me. It's actually bizarre. At this point in time, it just makes so much sense to be 100% involved in crypto. Not even just from an ROI investment, side of things, but it's from it's the fact that this technology is going to affect everyone. Every single aspect of life is about to change because the plumbing of which everything runs on, enterprises, asset management companies, banks, even the internet itself, everything is changing because the financial system that we know of today is undergoing one of the most substantial changes that we have ever witnessed in history. Everything that we know of that has value tied to it will be on chain. This is documented. This is given to us by the big players. And it feels as though Ripple, a private-based company that chooses to be extremely transparent and open with the public, is one name tied to almost all of it. And no, that's not me being biased. No, that's not me speculating. You look at the documents, you look at the connections, and Ripple is always there, or at least almost always there. This is not by coincidence. This is not some, trick. Ripple is a chosen company, in my opinion. Always has and always will be. We go back to the early inception of the DLT patent that David Schwartz, put out. This goes all the way back to the 80s. These are facts. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.